And welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name's Amy. I'm a program assistant at Bagot, and I wanted to talk today about eating the rainbow, but not Skittles. So, you can, but that's not what we're going to talk about. So I know a lot of people kind of throughout COVID maybe got into the habit of not eating so healthy. I know some people, like, they started cooking and been eating really, really healthy, but a lot of us, we got into some bad habits. And not necessarily eating all of the healthy things that we should. And so I have had several friends say that their goals this year are to start eating a little bit healthier. And part of that is focusing on fruits and vegetables a little bit more. So we should be having several servings of those per day. But I don't know about you. I grew up kind of eating all the same ones, and I'm a terribly picky eater. I'm just going to admit that. And I think growing up, I thought the only thing that constituted as vegetables was potatoes, which are actually starch, corn, and green beans. And so really green beans was probably the only thing in there that was like a really great choice for me. And I preferred those covered in cheese. So anyway, or butter. I've gotten way, way better though. One of the things as I went on a weight loss journey that I learned was about all the colors and how when you add a lot of those colors, you're adding a lot of different flavors. And so many times, like especially in a salad, the more color I add, the less dressing I need, because I actually have so many different flavors happening that, like, dipping the tines of my fork in a little bit of dressing and having my salad works perfectly because I've got so much flavor already going for me. I know not everybody loves salads. I didn't used to either. They've come to be one of my favorite things, but part of that is also thinking differently about a salad. A salad doesn't have to be iceberg lettuce where you're lucky if maybe there's a cherry tomato in there or two. You can get really creative with those salads and put in a lot of different things. If you have a favorite salad recipe, actually share it with us in the comments, because I love hearing those ideas. I know people think I'm crazy because I love spinach with strawberries. They're like, fruit in your salad? And I'm like, yes. Oranges and apples and all that kind of stuff. But I recently learned about a friend of mine who was making salads with roasted vegetables in them. And I thought, that's brilliant. It doesn't have to be all raw. You can roast vegetables and put them in, and she uses them cold and warm, just depending on the day. If it's freshly roasted, she puts them in her salad as is, and it kind of adds like that warm element. But the next day she uses them cold in her salad, and I thought, that's a great idea. Adds some different flavor. And there's lots of different ways to introduce those. Maybe with breakfast you are more of a person who likes oatmeal or something like that, so getting some of those colors in means adding fruit. Or maybe you like to make omelets, and so you can mix up a lot of different peppers and onions and asparagus, all mushrooms. I don't know, everything just went out of my head. All sorts of things, because I started thinking about food. That's what happens when I think about food, things go out of my head. Anyway, putting those in your omelet and adding some color that way. And then maybe it's just a little snack of carrots and hummus or something in between, or an apple and some peanut butter. Different kind of things that you can put together kind of throughout your day. The reason I also want to talk about the rainbow, though, is each one of those colors comes with something we need that's important. So it gives us different nutrients, different vitamins. So it's not just about the flavor. From red, you're getting, and I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a doctor, so these words or a scientist or any of that. So these words are probably wrong or incorrect as far as how they're pronounced. And some of them I might not even try. But red gives us lycopene, which boosts heart, brain, and bone health. Orange gives us beta carotene, which reduces inflammation and supports our immune system. And of course is good for your eyes, right? Because that's the carrots thing. Yellow, vitamin C and flavonoids. That sounds like a little old Domino's guy. We can avoid the noid guy, but it's not. Flavonoids, which is heart and immune system. It'll help that. Green gives us folate, so it's great for our muscles, for our bones, and for our heart. Purple, yeah, that's a big word. Anthocyanin? I don't know. It has something in it that's supposed to be great. It reduces inflammation and it boosts our brain health. Maybe I need more purple so that I can pronounce those words. Pink, resveratrol, which is heart and brain health. And all of those help lower our risk of cancer. So, get creative this week. Figure out different ways that you can not just add fruits and vegetables to your meals, but add different colors of those fruits and vegetables. And like I said, feel free to share in the comments. Give us some ideas. What are some of your favorite ways to roast vegetables? What are your favorite combinations? What are some creative ways that you use those in your everyday meals or as your snacks? Because sometimes we get very much so in the habit of eating the same thing over and over again, and we forget all the ways that we can get creative with that. And again, if you have a favorite way you make up a salad, let us know. Give us some ideas in those comments, all right? But just make sure that you're adding them in, okay? Make it a focus this week on having at least a fruit and vegetable with every meal and at least one snack a day, and see how that goes. Maybe only try for 3 days, because you know we want to start slow on these goals. If you're not eating fruits and vegetables regularly, at least focus on 3 days this week, then add in as you go. If you're doing it regularly, if you're eating those regularly, then maybe how can you add in some different colors? Are you eating the same things over and over again, and how can you get creative with those? All right. I hope you all have a fabulous week, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.